And I'm holding it backwards. The Good Catholic. I bought this at the Dollar Tree a couple days ago. And I'm going to talk about it. Look, all I'm going to say is religious movies are not my style of movies. I find them overly praised because if you are of a certain religion, you will praise it because it gives a message that you already agree with no matter what. No matter if the film is poorly made, no matter if the message is not well told, no matter whatever, no matter what. Also, these movies are very pretentious, where they usually just tend to lay out the message and say, bam, this is what you're supposed to feel. There is no questions, there is no thinking. It's just, this is how you're supposed to feel. And most of these movies are made by a priest or a bishop or whatever at a church who decides, I'm going to go make a film. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but they have no experience and they don't care about making a good movie. They care about preaching whatever message that their church teaches. And so when it comes to doing that, it ruins filmmaking. Because they don't care about making a good film. They don't care about cinematography, editing, whatever. You know, all these things are required into making a good film. But I saw this movie at the Dollar Tree. And on the back it says it won an award for the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, MIF Awards, or whatever. These are festivals, basically. And it won some awards at film festivals. I trust film festivals more than I trust like any other critic review site, because people go to film festivals, love filmmaking. That's why they go to film festivals. And this was directed by, or not directed by, but it was directed by the executive producer of Rudy, which I've heard nothing but good things about. I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard it's pretty good. I need to get around to watching that, but I felt like since it was $1, if this movie sucks, I can just throw it away. You know, it's rental price, basically. So I picked it up, and I was pretty shocked by it. How much faith this movie has in its audience, how well told the movie is. This movie is about a priest at a Catholic church, and he's just the great priest. He just doesn't do no wrong, and he's just great, and he does this because, you know, well, I'm not going to spoil that part, but he you know, he helps people out. He's a priest, and he loves his church, and loves God, and you know, all that. And this girl starts talking to him about how she's dying. And they go through these meetings because where he's trying, like, they're confession meetings, and she's talking to him, and they kind of form a awkward kind of romance. And since he's a Catholic priest, he's not supposed to have any relationship of the sort. And so it's kind of him questioning what he believes, what he wants to do. Does he really like doing what he's doing? Should he continue on with what he's doing? And this is a very well-made movie in the way it's told, because this is not told through anything but really dialogue. It's people talking, and it's constant talking. There's so much dialogue. There's no, oh, this interesting thing happens on screen. This interesting thing happens on screen. There's things happening on screen, yes, but it's all surrounded by these characters talking about how they feel and and their perspectives on lives and their religion and different things, and just, it's fascinating. It's a character study movie in a way. You're just watching these people talk, and you're learning about these characters and what they think and what they believe, and what their perspective on life, what their passions are. And it's fascinating. And this is a movie where the message isn't laid out. You know, this girl claims that she's dying, and you don't know through the film whether she's actually dying or not. And it's left up to interpretation like that. It's left up to interpretation what this character chose at the end. There are pretty obvious, like, you could probably there's some pretty big clues that can lead you to whatever point, but it's not clearly laid out what this movie's trying to say, what the message is. It's interpretable, which most religious movies are not interpretable in the sense, because they're not made by people who want to make you think. They're made by people who just want to deliver you a message. But this movie does leave you thinking, asking questions about what they're trying to tell you. What was the point of this film? What is the point of the filmmaking behind this? And it's a pretty well shot movie. It's obviously made with a lower budget, considering this was a movie released at a film festival. I believe it was released at a film festival. But it still looks like a pretty movie, and it's edited pretty well. I liked the performances quite a bit. I think all the performances were quite good. And I like that this being a religious movie, there was language and there was people doing things wrong, and they didn't flat out tell you, hey, these people are the bad people. They're doing the bad stuff. With it, you know, there are people doing bad things, and they're not portrayed as right or wrong. You know, there was a guy in the movie who he's smoking a cigarette, and he goes like, why do you do that? And he's like, you know, I like the taste of this, and, you know, if it's a sin, I'll sort it out in the next life. And that is some people's perspective on life. And, you know, but it doesn't portray this character as wrong or right. It's not the guy preaching to him going, well, that's the wrong way of thinking. There is none of that. And I think this movie was really good in that, in the way it was told. And I think this is probably one of my favorite movies that I've just randomly decided to watch at home, because this is a really good movie. I think if you were worried about this movie being religious propaganda, it's not. It's just a really good movie, and anybody can watch it. Whatever religion you have, or whatever, you know, you probably will like this movie if you just, you know, sit down. If you don't like movies that are like a lot of dialogue, I don't recommend this movie, because it is a lot of talking. There isn't anything else to it, really. The only criticism I really had with this movie was there was pop music used, and I hate pop music being used in movies. It's fine if people like pop music. I hate pop music. I'm sorry. There's pop music I like, but there's very little. I think pop music is probably the worst genre of music of all time, honestly. But that's just my feeling on it. You know, you might feel differently than me, but honestly, I just cannot stand pop music. But regardless, I really love this movie, and I highly recommend this one.